Now, after a brazen heist that made headlines across the world, the Louvre here in Paris has a new director. President Emmanuel Macron has appointed Christophe Leribault as the new head of the museum. The former director of the Versailles Palace will now be tasked with steering the world-renowned museum out of the crisis, which saw invaluable French crown jewels stolen. Well, our International Affairs editor Angela Diffley is on set with me to tell us a bit more. Good to see you, Angela.
Hi.
So this new director, he has a lot on his plate. He doesn't have the easiest job in the world now, does he?
No, he doesn't. The Louvre has had a run of, some might say, bad luck. Some might say it was clear that there were problems and they were rudely exposed. So we've covered them all here on France 24. October the 19th, that daylight robbery, that glamorous heist, but, very serious as well. 88 million euros worth of artifacts stolen, the crown jewels of France, and the diamond and emerald crown that Napoleon gave to his wife. These are still out there. They have not been recovered, these jewels, although there are 4 suspects now that have been arrested. There was also a burst pipe and water leaks. They damaged a 19th century ceiling painting. They also damaged ancient books as well. There was as well uncovered a ticket fraud operation in the Louvre, which had been going on for about a decade, allegedly involving some staff members, and had lost about £10 million in revenue, 10 million euros in revenue for the Louvre over that time as well. And there is a long-standing problem within many French cultural institutions over staff relations. There is a problem with strikes. It's a job that is not especially well paid, and there were strikes recently. The staff say the museum is understaffed, and of course it is very, very crowded. So this new director will have to sort out the clear security problem. Modernize, which is, a building which is, its roots in the 13th century. This dates back to medieval times, and with frequent layers of modernization afterwards. The building is at once a glory of France, but it also is a major problem in terms of upkeep. It costs an awful lot. And also steer the museum through a very important new project of modernization that Emmanuel Macron wants.
So tell us more about the man that is Christophe Leribault. Why has he been chosen by Emmanuel Macron?
Yeah, so Laurence yesterday resigned. She was the previous director, and once the museum heist happened, she immediately offered her resignation. Macron refused, partly because the political situation was simply so volatile at the time. It would have been unhelpful to have such a major figure resigning. And so, in a sense, she was left there to absorb the further crises afterwards and to allow a new start under this new director. It's hard to overstate how important the Louvre is in France. France around the world is known. It is a beacon of culture, and the Louvre is one of its most important buildings. It's the most visited museum in the world, 8.7 million visitors every year. It is an enormously important asset in France. And Christophe Leribault comes from Versailles, which is of similar standing in the French cultural world. He has a good relationship as well and a good record in attracting benefactors, because up ahead is this enormous project to modernize the Louvre. And while he was at Versailles, he had a very good record at attracting particularly American benefactors, people around the world who love France, who love its beautiful buildings and cultural assets and are keen to pay. Also very many French benefactors. And of course, Emmanuel Macron, after the success of Notre Dame, completed in record time, is very keen to have a major overhaul of the Louvre. It's called the Louvre Nouvelle Renaissance. It is a major overhaul, and it will include having a new entrance near the Seine. It will include more underground buildings, a dedicated building for the Mona Lisa, because so many tourists go straight to the Mona Lisa, and that leads to overcrowding problems. For Macron, it's very important. This is his legacy. Much of his legislative legacy is slowly being eroded amongst the chaos of the French parliament that doesn't have a majority. And he is very keen to leave something very concrete behind him, like Notre Dame. For Rachida Dati, who is the culture minister, under whose tenure many of these disasters unfolded, it is something of a problem. She is hoping to be elected mayor of Paris in a couple of weeks and is constantly being asked why she did not see what might happen up ahead with the Louvre.